Welcome back to another episode of Join FDNY Podcast. My name is Captain Andrew Beard, and you are?
Captain Randy Lee.
How you doing, Randy?
Not bad. Happy February.
Happy February, absolutely. Black History Month.
Yes, that's right.
I had a couple of very interesting and close friends of mine that we interviewed previously. We had members of the Vulcan Society, retired firefighter Andrew Beard, and we had retired Lieutenant Bobby Smith, and of course Kievon Harper from Rescue 5. All individuals, double-digit time, retirement, and actually on the job. And we spoke a lot about the what the Vulcan Society is, and obviously standing on the shoulders of giants. But it was very deep and very actually informative. You know what? We're going to take a look.
Don't spoil anything. We'll take a look, right?
Nah, definitely not spoiling anything. Today we have a couple of special guests and a lot of close friends of mine. How y'all doing?
All right.
We doing.
We got our Firefighter Kievon Harper, about 17 years and up, Rescue 5.
Correct.
Yep, and you have a retired Lieutenant Bobby Smith. Working, I believe you finished up with 28 years on the job,
Yes.
right? Coming out of the Nut House,
Yes.
214.
That's right.
And then we have the OG of us all, Andrew Beard.
So happy to be here.
So happy to be here.
It's a fabulous time.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I'm very happy that y'all made the time to come down.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
having us.
No, absolutely. Right. So let me see. Where should we start? What do you think, Drew? You want to start with let's start with an intro. What is the Vulcan Society?
Oh, that's a fabulous question. And the Vulcan Society originated as a result of a need for African American firefighters to organize and confront issues that were plaguing the Black firefighter, sort of like the Jim Crow era, and things that needed to be addressed in a positive way. So, if I may mention, the originator of the Vulcan Society was Chief Wesley Williams, who was the first African American to become an officer in a all male orientated, all white New York City Fire Department. And I could speak a little bit on some of the issues that he was confronted with as it relates to racism, discrimination, and just trying to provide a living for his family.
Right.
And basically, that's all he wanted to do is have a job, be able to support his family, and live a decent life.
Just trying to make a way and make it do the best we can with what we have, correct?
And he excelled in a environment that many people would not have been able to cope with. Right. And where he got his determination from at that time is really a credit to his determination.
Absolutely.
The things that he had to deal with and how he dealt with them is a credit to his determination. And what he realized, so how did the Vulcan Society come about, right? So we're talking about 1940, and I'm sure there was much talk amongst the Black firefighters that he had come in contact with. I'm sure there was much talk among them before they actually came up with, well, let's create this organization and open it up to all of our Black members.
Right, and FDNY has a plethora of actually fraternal organizations, from Emerald Society to there was a list that we went through, and I didn't even realize there was so many. The
Hispanic Society,
Phoenix Society, and our current president now, that's Regina Wilson.
Correct.
So just like Wesley Williams, there's a lot of firsts.
True.
Right? There's a lot of trailblazers and even trendsetters, but definitely trailblazers.
Regina
she's
Wilson,
our first female firefighter president, correct?
And doing a fabulous job. a lowman's job. I give that young lady so much credit. She works so incredibly hard.
I work with Regina, and we've been friends for a long time. And professionally, she's very focused. And the determination, I always commend her. I'm like, because that position, sometimes you feel like you're the meat and the sandwich. You're dealing with the membership, you're dealing with the department, dealing with the mayor's office, and then obviously you're going and you have to be representative in different areas of the state. With the IAB,
International Association of Black Professional Firefighters.
Thanks for throwing me that out. I was butchering it. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. So you know what?
Yeah.
In celebration of Black History Month, we're highlighting African American men and women who played an integral role of fire suppression and fire safety that is still being used today. So now I'm going to spew out some facts, and you tell me if these are facts or fiction. So we're going to start off with Molly Williams, first African American woman firefighter, 1818. Fact. Thomas J. Marshall, inventor of the fire extinguisher / sprinkler system, 1872. Fact. Captain David Kenyon, sliding pole / pole hole, invented a pole hole that we still use today, 1878.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah?
Let's talk about that.
I'm going to say that's a fact.
That's a fact too. There you go. That is a fact.
But that pole was invented most definitely by a black firefighter.
Right.
The thing is how it became popular is this black company that had this pole that they slid on to respond to fires. It initiated a rapid response, and they were getting to fires, quicker, faster than the other companies. So the other companies were a little bit curious. How are these guys? What are they sleeping on the rig? Are they sleeping in the fire truck?
Got to turn out.
But they were turning out, and they were able to do it with expedience because of that pole, which eventually was adapted throughout the fire department.
Every single firehouse.
I know New York, and I'm assuming
in New York, obviously.
I'm assuming other states as well. Chicago
absolutely.
would be one, and
all the
LA
major
would be-
cities.
yeah.
And also we have also a Joseph Winters invented a fire escape ladder, which is known today as the aerial ladder on the rigs, and that was in 1878. What do you think? Fact on that one, Key? You was like 1878. I'm going to go by what you said, but that's definitely fact. Garrett Morgan, gas mask / SCBA, 1914. Back then, it looked like a World War II gas mask setup, but that's what started the adoption of our current SCBA that we wear today. That's also fact from 1914. And of course, the aforementioned Chief Wesley Williams, first African American officer, lieutenant in 1927, captain in 1934. And chief in 1938, and also, like you said before, is the founder of the Vulcan Society in 1940.
And he refused, although he's accredited with creating and starting or initiating the Vulcan Society, and the members loved him and respected him, but because he was a chief, he refused to accept a leadership position in the Vulcan Society. In other words, he wouldn't be a president, and because he felt, and I might be, what's the word? I might be being creatively thinking here. He didn't want the members to follow him because he was a chief in the fire department.
Right.
I think the organization was more about the members accomplishing other issues that were affecting the black community and the black firefighter.
You know what? The signs of a strong leader, right? They'll take on all the problems and take credit for whatever problems that's created or coming their way. But anything that's positive that happens, give the credit to the membership. And that's like me and Lieutenant Bobby Smith here, because we have a long history as well. Bobby, unbeknownst to everyone here, that when I first was getting on the job, I used to travel in from Connecticut to go to one of the Vulcan's tutorial sessions, just to, it's very basic stuff, how to take the test, eliminate all the wrong answers first, then, choose the right answer, take your time, be in no rush, obviously get plenty of rest. And then fast forward, Bobby's always been taking care of me throughout my entire career. Couldn't get me to the nut house, but it's okay. I landed. I landed exactly where I was supposed to be, and I loved my journey throughout my job.
That might have been a blessing.
That is the balance. That is the
That
balance.
house is not for everybody.
Now, you know what? You got to be built for it. You got to be built for it. Just like 10 house, you know, once you got to be strong enough, right? Key, you got to. Some people can't really. They can't handle it.
Can't last.
One summer, they're like, yeah, no, I can't. It's too busy. And of course, Robert Lowry, first African American fire commissioner for FDNY in 1966.
He came, like you say, but he was appointed by a very progressive, in my opinion, mayor of New York. If you remember
John Lindsay.
Right. And he actually
He was a Republican.
and he renamed New York. Right. New York became Fun City.
Fun City.
And
really?
Yes, that was the name that he promoted. And what he did is he also created programs for the inner city youth.
Right.
And those programs, we wanted to get more inner city youth into civil service jobs.
That's real interesting about the Fun City part, because I played on the football team, and whenever we play NYPD, whenever we do our charity game, it's called the Fun City Bowl.
It's probably a carryover.
Wow.
It's probably a carryover from the Vincent Lindsay's.
I'm sure if we go back and dig in, but I'm gonna have to drop a lot. That's another fact. When you said Fun City, I was like, yeah, I never asked why is it called the Fun City Bowl.
That was New York. He made New York. In fact, what was that football player? That Broadway Joe?
Yeah,
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath.
Right.
You know, and so New York was a fun town. It was a fun town. It was still a little bit, how can I say?
some hiccups to take care of. We had some growing pains to do.
Some growing pains.
As we are now.
Yeah.
But the effort is there
But
now.
the effort is there. Model Cities was a fabulous program of which I am an alumni of.
Of course. Of course.
And very grateful for it. Because it reached into the community and it exposed opportunities that otherwise we would not have known. And the Vulcan Society was very, very, very much involved with that. We had Chief Bobby Turner.
Oh yeah.
We had Chief Bobby Turner.
That finished as Commissioner Turner.
And then
First deputy.
his son became a commissioner. That's correct.
Correct. Sorry, Bobby.
That was
I'm talking about junior.
You're talking about senior. Yes.
Listen, sorry. You see the youth. I'm catching up.
It's all right. It's all right. Vinny Julius.
And Julius.
Dave Floyd, Captain Dave Floyd. Vinny was a sibling. They were sibling brothers.
Vincent and Reginald.
And Reginald.
Right.
Reginald
became a chief.
He became a chief.
Right,
yeah.
right.
You know, so those guys, they really dedicated a great deal of their personal time.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
in recruiting.
Absolutely.
There used to be a program called
A salvage unit.
was
right?
a salvage
unit.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Ronnie Green.
Yes.
Ronnie Green.
Right.
You know what? You did mention about the motivation. So, Bobby, so as far as motivation and giving back time, because obviously when I was getting on and all that is volunteer work, none of that is job assigned.
Right.
What was your motivation to kind of like give back?
Well, you know, coming into a department, finding out they had a black fraternal organization, you know, I wanted to be down
No-brainer,
with that.
right?
Yeah, that's no brainer, you know.
Right.
So I got so much assistance from a lot of our giants, you know, like Andrew just mentioned. I had the opportunity to work with Captain Dave Floyd, you know.
Yeah.
Did you work with
Yes,
Dave?
I worked with Dave Floyd. I worked with
I would have killed for that spot.
I worked with Chief Turner. You know, Chief Turner was actually the chief in the house that Wesley Williams was assigned to as a chief. You know,
Wow.
right?
Walking
Where
in the
he spent his whole
footsteps of
career,
giants,
right?
walking in
Yeah.
the footsteps
And
of giants.
55.
you can't forget Eddie Williams, you know.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Arnie Hines, you know.
Arnie will hunt you down.
Right.
You know, don't forget to pay your dues.
Right.
Because, you know, you would turn around and you, oh, shoot.
He'd come to the firehouse to collect.
He will hunt you down.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yes,
that motivation.
So, you know, like I said, I had the chance to work with these giants, man. And like I said, back then when you came into the society, hey, they gave you something to do, you know. They didn't ask you if you wanted to do it, you know.
Right.
You know, we need you to do this, and you did it, you know.
And
I
you did it.
And I think we need to do that more now with the young people that are coming into the job now, you know.
Right.
You know.
Well, they'll have more ownership of
Right,
it once you
right.
have more skin in the game.
Right.
That's true.
And it's amazing hearing you individuals talk about the giants that y'all work with.
Right.
And then myself and Kievon Harper, we're looking at you as the giants. Like the stuff we do is because the examples that you individuals already set.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, no lie, I don't know how Kievon feel, but the small that I'm doing, I don't even equate it with how the impression that you've left. Like I've called Bobby for like life lessons. Like, listen, I need assistance. Forget the fire department. I need help me. I'm trying not to blow up my
Everybody
life.
calls Bobby.
Listen,
When you're sitting at the table, you just gotta push away.
yeah, just a little bit. Just ease back a little bit. That's all you got to do. So I really appreciate everything you've done for myself and, of course, countless others, which y'all will never take credit for. But I'm definitely saying thank you. So what do you think, Keelan? So now with the way we move forward with our career, and obviously the amount of ways you give back from either the Explorer program and now the military veterans coordinator, and obviously, you know, sorry you're out for a moment because of an injury, but obviously elevating to Rescue 5, which is one of our special operation companies. So what is your motivation? What keeps you going? I know what starts us, but what keeps you going throughout the career as far as just helping out and giving back?
I think it's one of those where it's like a never forget type of thing, right? And we just, the tradition of the fire department, tradition of the Vulcan Society, you just continue to just try to give back as much as you can, because when I was getting on, you know, there were individuals who just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, so now it's almost like you gotta pay it forward. I don't want nothing in return, but you just pay it back to the next person.
Just keep paying it forward.
So I do think that's one thing that keeps us going. And like I said, the Vulcan Society it's a plethora of individuals, right? So and that's not only for firefighters. You have the EMS, you have fire marshals, you have the civilian employees. So it's just a Black fraternal organization that just continues to give back.
Absolutely. And you know what? Listen, thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by. This is Firefighter Kievon Harper, Lieutenant retired Bobby Smith, retired Firefighter Andrew Beard. Thank you very much for sharing a little bit of knowledge with us. So what do you think? Wasn't that pretty informative?
That was crazy, man. That's so much stuff that I honestly did not know.
Yeah, a lot I didn't know either. It was like a heavy history lesson, and you know, this, from the light stuff, from the Fun City Bowl to the stuff speaking about
Well, the Wesley Williams thing is crazy interesting. Like from Vulcan Society, moving up the ranks, just being that person.
He never wanted any like real credit for it. Like he'll create it and he wants to be behind the scenes. And whenever there's any issues, he put himself to the forefront. We also spoke about, in case you missed it, Firefighter Shamaree Graham, who spoke on the value of the mentorship program.
Right. Sure.
Which obviously he found immensely valuable. And I've spoken on it before about I think the hardest part about my job, I know I am tasked to keep individuals alive as we're at fire floors or car accident and stuff like that. But getting on the job is always one of the hardest because you're doing it by yourself. Right. Versus when you're fighting fires or at these emergencies, you got a whole team. You got a whole team. And this is why the program's so valuable.
Well, you're a mentor as well. Right?
Yeah, I'm a senior mentor. I'm actually in charge of the mentors, but it's all starts about giving back and finding the balance and letting everyone know like the little pitfalls, like, listen, this is what I wish I would have done better, so pay attention to this. Simple thing like just making a copy of everything you give them, because at some point they're gonna ask for it again. And obviously the response is not, oh, I gave that to you. No, it's like, absolutely, here you go, sir or ma'am, just to keep the process going.
Cool, well, let's take a look.
All right, let's take a peek.
The mentorship program is the opportunity for firefighters and office fire officers to help candidates transition into the Fire Academy, into their probation years and everything beyond that. For me, it's an opportunity to mentor the future of the FDNY and hey, to make a friend, you know.
Super rewarding and absolutely a full circle moment. I can't imagine where I'd be in my career if not for my mentor.
Okay, because you also had a mentor before you got on. Okay.
Yes.
What do you think? What is the value of the mentorship program?
It's immense. Having somebody to walk you through the process that's taken these steps already to kind of keep you accountable for all of the documents that you have to have submitted, the paperwork that you have to have publicly noted, and just all your I's dotted and T's crossed. I don't think I could have made it by myself.
Most people who get on this job, right, and if they usually work the 9 to 5 or beforehand.
Right.
And the one is, well, how much, I always hear that you guys have a lot of time off. When do I get to start taking my days? And I was like, and my number one question is, let's get through the academy first, and then we could talk about time off. I said your schedule is going to be pretty grueling for the next couple months, and let's take it week by week in the academy.
Man, listen, I love speaking to individuals that you see like their passion and their want to do the right thing, right?
And their dedication to the job. I mean, that's the great benefit of this podcast. We get to talk to all these people. So
and it doesn't even seem to matter the age. The common factor seems to be good character, doing the right thing when no one's looking. Obviously, you know, they're just helping just for the sake of helping.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of this podcast too. We get to speak to all these individuals who really are truly dedicated to this work and just making it better.
And you know, it's always cool. It's just when you think you have it all figured out and think, you know, you understand how this unit runs, and you're like, wait a minute, no, I guess I didn't know that about you, or I didn't know this about a unit. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. So you want to do it again next month?
Absolutely. I think we should. I'll see you soon, pal.
All right, take care.